Hello, in this video I want to show you how to convert any base number to base 10. Alright, so we have a few examples here. We want to for each of these three problems we want to convert different bases to base 10. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so the first one, 796 base 10, base 10. Wait a second. So we're given a base 10 number, and we want to go to base 10. Seems kind of silly, doesn't it? Alright, well, it'll make sense in just a second why we're doing this. So if you'll recall from way back when, you learned about a thing called expanded form, when you would rewrite numbers like this. 796 equals 700 plus 90 plus 6, right? It seems like common sense, but there's another way to write this. 7 times 10 to the second power plus 9 times 10 to the first power plus 6 times 10 to the 0 power. Alright, so so you know that's kind of a common sense, and it seems really simple, but this same sort of formula can be applied to different bases. Alright, so we know when we're going from 796 base 10 to base 10, we're going to get 796. But one way I like to think of it is if you rewrite the numbers backwards in a column like this, 796, 697, you multiply each number by your base. Here it's 10, and you multiply each number by base 10 raised to a different power, and you get that power by starting with the last number and raising that 10 to the power of 0 and then increasing it each time. And then we want to take the sum of all these terms. So 6 times 10 to the 0 is 6 times 1. 9 times 10 to the 1 is 9 times 10. 7 times 10 to the second power is 7 times 100, which gives us 6 plus 90 plus 700, or 796, just as you would expect. And the notation here I want to point out, whenever you write a number in parentheses and have the subscript, that is used to tell you the base value. So here, 796 is base 10 because it has parentheses and the subscript 10. Okay, that was really, should have been relatively easy. But now if we move on to the second example problem, let's do that. The second one. We want to convert 315 base 7 to base 10. So we want to find that value. Alright, so as I said last time, you can rewrite the numbers backwards. 5, 1, 3, and in this case our base is 7. So to make it a little more clear, I'll circle that. So whatever your original base is, you're going to multiply each number by that base, and it'll be raised to a certain power. And remember, we get that power by counting from the last term forward and starting with 0, and then 1, and then 2, and so on, and for how many ever terms you have. So this will be 7 to the 0 power, 7 to the 1 power, and 7 to the second power. And once again, we want to simplify this and then take the sum of the terms. So it's 5 times 1, 1 times 7, and 3 times 49, which equals 5 plus 7 plus 147. Adding all these together gives us 159. So to rewrite that in our fancy notation, 315 base 7 converted to base 10 is 159. And I encourage you as you do these to check if possible. If you just look up online base 10, base 7, whatever base you want to convert to, you can type in your number and it'll give you the result. So if you're just practicing these and you want to check your answers, I really encourage you to do that. Okay, so now for our last example. This one's a bit longer and much more work is involved, but we will get through it. Okay. So there's one other step I want to mention here, something else I think that's important. Okay, so we have, for our third example, A, B, C, 2, 4, 8, base 16 to base 10. Alright, and there's one thing I want to point out. So here in our other example, we were just dealing with base 10 and lower. So now we have a base higher than 10, 16. And you see these letters and you're probably wondering, why are these here? I don't understand. But we're also told that each letter has a respective value. So A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12, D equals 13, E equals 14, and F equals 15. Okay, so for our base 10 number system, we can write any number. So if we write any number of 10 or greater, we need 2 digits. So we can represent the numbers 0 through 9 with just 1 digit, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But as soon as we go higher than 9, as soon as we go out of this range to anything greater, we need more than 1 digit. So what these higher base systems are, so base 16, is we can go up to the number 15, and we're expressing that number 15 with only one character. One symbol equals 15. But in our base 10 system, we need a 1 and a 5 to represent this value. And I just wanted to point that out. But the other steps are quite similar. So let's carry on. So A, B, C, 2, 4, 8, base 16. I know I just rewrote this, sorry about that. And what I like to do for this is I like to rewrite it and insert commas in between each of the values so we don't get confused. So 10, 11, 12, 2, 4, 8, base 16. And the reason I do this is so you know that the comma separates one placeholder. So A represents 10, but if I wrote this continuously, you would not know where to separate each of the values. So, like I said last time, we can rewrite the numbers backwards. So 8, 4, 2, 12, 11, 10. All right, and because we have base 16, we're going to multiply each number by 16 raised to a certain power. And if you'll recall, we get that power starting with the last number and moving forward. All right, So 8 times 16 to the power of 0, 4 times 16 to the power of 1, 2 times 16 to the power of 2, 12 times 16 to the power of 3, 11 times 16 to the power of 4, 10 times 16 to the power of 5. And we want to take the sum of all of these terms. So there's quite a few steps here, quite a few calculations. 8 times 1, 4 times 16, 2 times 256, 12 times 4,096, 11 times 65,536, and then 10 times 1,048,576. Okay, so all these can be rewritten one more time. 8, 64, 512, 49,152, 720, 720,896, and lastly 10,485,760. And so our final result is just taking the sum of all these numbers here, and we'll get 11,256,392. And to be consistent with our notation, we can write as follows: A, B, C, 2, 4, 8, base 16 equals 11,256,392, base 10. Alright, and I encourage you once again to go on to the online converter, type in ABC248 base 16, converting to base 10, and you will get this number, 11,256,392. Alright, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.